The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Australian Federal Police have signed a Memorandum of Understanding to enhance law enforcement partnership between Nigeria and Australia. The chairman of the EFCC, Mr. Ibrahim Lamode, who signed the MoU on behalf of the Commission, said it is expected to take the relationship between the two agencies to a higher level. Mr. Lamode added that he is of the opinion that the MoU will enable the exchange of information and intelligence and facilitate joint operations where necessary. In his contribution, the representative of the Australian Police, Mr. Richard Stanford, said his team's mission was to identify threats against the country they represent from organised crimes. And when they identify those threats, they identify the organisations that need collaboration to surmount the threats. According to him, EFCC has been in the forefront assisting Australian victims of economic crimes by investigating, arresting and prosecuting the culprits, and even repatriating the proceeds of crimes back to the victims in Australia, which further necessitated the signing of the MoU.
I'd just like to briefly explain why the AFP likes to enter into MoUs. What we do, we identify threats against our country from organised crime. Then we identify those law enforcement agencies that have the capacity, the organisational strength to assist us in the bilateral fight. We identified the EFCC as being a first-rate law enforcement organisation, and I've had the privilege in recent times of spending several days in Lagos at the EFCC's operations centre there, where they currently have almost 40 active investigations involving Australian victims of West African organised crime, mainly over the internet. And the way those investigations are being conducted, some convictions have already been realised. The EFCC's even managed to get back some of the victims' funds and return those monies to the victims in Australia via the good offices of the Australian High Commission. And this is, in this difficult environment, those successes should never ever be underestimated.
This memorandum will enable us to exchange information, exchange intelligence, do joint operations where necessary, and also try to help each other in terms of capacity building down the line. We believe we stand to learn from each other's expertise, and it will be helpful for both law enforcement organizations, that is the Australian Federal Police and the EFCC.